Good morning, East Texas. I'm meteorologist Sara Blue. Thank you so much for joining us on CBS 19 Plus for this weather stream. We're also live on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, today there are two big weather impacts that we're tracking, and that's going to be heat and some scattered showers. Now, right now, things are pretty clear. That's going to be an afternoon risk window. If you take a live look outside, we are seeing some puffy cumulus clouds. Those are the big cotton bollocking ones, the more traditional cloud shapes. This is a live look over SFA. You can see plenty of cumulus clouds floating through the sky, very mild temperatures. We're currently sitting in the 80s, but we will warm up through the rest of the day. Now, just a few patchy clouds out there, no rain just yet. So right now, remember, those threats are not an issue just yet, but they will be sometime in the afternoon. Right now, we're looking at about 3 p.m. when things really start to heat up. That's when we make it into the 90s. We'll warm up a bit more than that. I have us making it up to about 91 degrees. That's for Tyler, and for Longview, 92 in areas like Marshall, Jefferson, and back to Carthage, and then 91 in Crockett all the way back to Canton. So a warm day, nothing extreme compared to what we have seen, especially here in East Texas, where we're no stranger to the triple digits. But it is going to be on the warmer end of things, so just make sure that you're staying hydrated and listening to your body if you do start to get overheated, if you're exerting yourself outside. Now, in terms of those scattered showers, remember, just passing clouds for the next several hours. But once we hit 3 p.m., when we start to see the heat of the day kick in, we could see isolated showers and thunderstorms begin to fire up. Now, it's not going to be anything widespread, but we are tracking a few isolated downpours coming through, and that will stick with us through the remainder of the afternoon and into parts of the evening. Now, during your evening commute when you're coming home from work, there is a chance that you run into a few of these isolated showers. Same thing goes if you are heading out and maybe taking the kids to soccer practice or any outdoor activities in the afternoon. So just be aware, this isn't going to be widespread. This won't stop you from being outside. You just may need to delay briefly if you do get caught in one of these isolated little downpours. So the big things we're watching, some downpours. Remember, some. Not all of us will see that rain or even any thunder or lightning, but some of us could see some showers. Lightning and thunder are possible if you do get caught in one of these downpours. Remember, if there is lightning or thunder, you need to stay inside until that storm passes you by. But again, some of us will just stay completely dry out there. Now, even if those showers and thunderstorms do impact you, a lot of that is set to fizzle out after 10 p.m. That's when temperatures begin to drop. We'll make it all the way down into the mid-70s, 75 in Tyler and in Jacksonville, 76 in Marshall and in Carthage overnight. A little bit warmer than we saw over the previous nights. Some passing clouds, but mostly dry after 10 p.m. Tomorrow, we switch into weather impact alert mode, and that's going to be for the heat. Rain chances ramp up a little bit on Sunday, but otherwise it is going to be a very warm day. We're looking at one of the warmest temperatures that we've seen so far this year. That's why we're switching into that weather impact alert. Now, that will bring a risk of heat-related illnesses, heat exhaustion, heat stroke. That's mainly going to be during the peak heat of the day over the weekend if you're outside exerting yourself. So if you're outside doing yard work, if you are out taking an afternoon run and your body isn't acclimated to that warmth, or if you're out doing anything that will make you sweat besides just being outside. So just make sure you're staying cautious and, of course, staying hydrated. Take frequent breaks from the heat and listen to your body if you do need to get inside and get into some air conditioning. All of this heat is locked under this area of high pressure. Right now, it's just off to the east, closer to Louisiana, but it's going to shift closer to the Piney Woods over the next several days and crank up the heat. But we have dueling areas of high pressure. A second one is going to slide through the desert Southwest and kind of anchor itself over the four quarters over the next several days to create this big bubble of heat across the United States. You can see that darker orange taking up the majority of the nation, going all the way into parts of the Rockies, back toward Florida, into the mid-Atlantic. Things are staying a little bit cooler off toward the Great Lakes there, but still plenty of heat is coming through, and that's why we're keeping that weather impact alert at least through the weekend. Rain chances will stay low thanks to that area of high pressure as well. Between a 20 to 30% chance is possible. We may have a few isolated pockets of rain that will slide under and kind of sneak in under that area of high pressure, but still it is going to be a rather dry week ahead compared to what we have seen in the past couple of weeks. Now let me talk you through the weekend, because I know that's what we're all looking forward to. It is Friday. We're almost there. We're just a couple of hours, about a little over 12 hours away from the official start of the weekend. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible Saturday afternoon. That is set to impact parts of deep East Texas. Now, again, it's going to be very scattered, only about a 20% chance of rain. Most of us are set to stay dry at this point. Sunday, rain chances pick up just a little bit, about a 30% shot there. That's coming in sometime around 2 p.m. And it's going to be kind of a wash up from the south. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, maybe an isolated gusty wind. I think that we could have the occasional clap of thunder, maybe some lightning coming through. Once again, this is going to be Sunday afternoon. This will wash up along I-20, eventually making it to I-30 before it fizzles out. Monday, though, we are set to stay mostly dry. Switching gears, I'm taking you out to the tropics. We have our next area to watch, and it is this bubbling low pressure system that you're seeing here just off the eastern portion of the Yucatan Peninsula. The National Hurricane Center did mark this, so it's something that we're going to continue to watch. There is a low end chance that it develops into something over the next week or so. Only about a 20% chance that that happens. If it does form right now, we're looking at this highlighted area in the southern Gulf. We'll continue to keep you updated on that. If it does form, again, a very low end chance, but we will continue to keep you updated. Now, we did previously have one tropical storm form. That was Tropical Storm Andrea. It has since dissipated. It is long gone, but if this system does form, it would take the name Barry. We'll continue to keep you updated. Now, usually we start to see hurricane activity pick up later in the year, closer to September, October. We'll continue to keep you updated. We usually don't see a ton of activity this time of year. Otherwise, locally, we'll stay mostly dry today and tomorrow. We are tracking some heat on Saturday and on Sunday. That's why we switch into weather impact alert mode. It's not going to be anything that we can't handle. We're not going to break any records, but we likely will see some sort of heat alerts get issued. So that's why we're issuing that weather impact alert day. It will still be warm by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. We're still tracking that 94-degree range. But again, once we get to this portion of summer, it is pretty typical that we start to see very warm temperatures. But since these ones are some of the first mid-90s that we've seen of the years, just make sure that you are staying weather aware. So thank you so much for joining our CBS 19 Plus live stream. The low 90s today, the mid-90s Saturday, Sunday, and on Monday. And then it'll stay very warm Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with low chances of rain. We'll only make it into the mid-70s overnight, so not a ton of relief overnight. But if you're going to get outside, I'd recommend going in the early mornings or in the afternoon. That's it for the CBS 19 Plus live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a phenomenal Friday and that you enjoy the weekend ahead.